Hello, welcome to the party.
Hi, I've never met you before.
I know.
Just two guys and we're having a good time. Having a good time. Having a good time. Just two guys and we're having a good time. Having a good time.
Hello and welcome back to Just Two Guys. Tonight we've got a great interview. We've got Carl Madonna from News Channel 20, and he's going to talk about some of the interesting things that go on in the career of a morning anchorman. So, John, do you want to start off, do some question and answers before we get to Carl?
Sure, I have a question here for you. I've received some criticism on our Q&A segments that at the end of each question, when you answer it, I say, good answer, good answer.
I received that criticism too because I always say good answer.
So I'm going to work on not doing that tonight.
Okay.
I'm going to say things
and
like,
it's not that you didn't answer good.
Right, I understand.
Yeah.
I'm just going to say you're a filthy bum or something.
All
instead.
right.
Okay, if they were to make a Hollywood adaptation of your life, who would play you?
Who would play me? I'm going to go. Now, is this like as my life has ended, and this is like a future?
No, up to now.
Up to now, I was going to go with Ed Begley Jr., but I guess I'll have to.
That would be a good one.
I don't know.
That would be a good one.
Or Michael Gross.
Michael Gross, that's good.
But they're too old. They're like 60 years
Yeah.
old. So I got to go with somebody a little bit younger and probably a little more famous. I guess I don't have to dig that low. I guess you're giving me the opportunity to answer anybody. Have to be tall, 6'4"-ish. I'm gonna have to go with like maybe like Will Ferrell in a serious part.
Oh, I could see that.
Yeah, since he's got the height. I'm trying to think of the
Yeah.
height.
Yeah.
I don't think he looks like me at all.
But
Who do you think? What you thought of the question? Who you?
for me,
No, well, for me
For
and
you.
then for you.
wow, for you, I have no idea really.
Yeah, it's a tough call.
I was hoping that you'd generate some ideas because Will Ferrell is about as good as I could come up with.
Yeah, I don't really.
He would play you really bizarre, I think.
Yeah, and that's cool.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Uh,
I know who would play you.
who?
James Spader.
No, I don't even say that. That drives Aubrey crazy.
I don't care.
Yeah, I don't know who would play me.
I'll let you think about it, and if you come up
Okay.
with it, just come
All
up
right.
with it. All right, John, you're in a bar in a remote part of the California desert. Who would you like to buy a drink for? Crispin Glover, Hunter S. Thompson, or Andy Warhol? Eccentrics.
Yeah, they are eccentrics.
Yeah.
I respect Crispin Glover's eccentricities, but I think I'd have to go with Hunter S. Thompson.
I knew you'd go with that.
Yeah.
I would, too. It'd be...
He's an interesting guy.
Yeah.
Well, he was
Well,
before
the interesting thing I was thinking about is that as I wrote this question, is Crispin Glover played Andy Warhol in The Doors.
Oh, you're right.
And the fourth person I was going to say would be Johnny Depp, since he's pretty eccentric, and he played Hunter S. Thompson.
Yeah.
Yeah, so...
That's interesting that those parallels. I forget about Johnny Depp playing Hunter S. Thompson, but
Yeah.
that I would have to go with Hunter.
Oh, I think that'd be a great
insane.
great drink.
Yeah. It would end up being more than one drink, I'm sure.
I guarantee you it would.
He's nuts. And I'd end up on a motorcycle at some point.
I would love to hear that story.
Probably at gunpoint. Okay. You're a fan of sitcoms.
I am.
What old sitcom do you miss most? If it's on the reruns, you're just super excited to see it.
That's a very good question. How old do I have to go back? It's not in.
It's not currently making new episodes.
Right, so it's in syndication.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh boy, that's a tough one because I do like so many shows, sitcoms that I enjoy the most. Well, I do like Cheers. That always makes me feel pretty good.
Yeah.
Although it seems like I'm saying Cheers, but I'm saying it hesitantly. There's another one out there that I haven't seen for a while that are just
That's
really,
just not coming to mind.
Yeah, that I would just really like to see.
Yeah, Cheers has been off. It's not really in regular rotation anywhere right now, so I'm kind of hungry for that.
Yeah,
too.
I'm kind of hungry. But then there's like some sub shows that like I just like to see again. I want to see Facts of Life again.
Yeah, they haven't brought that back in a long
No,
time.
they need to bring that back. And
Yeah.
there's just a few other shows that I kind of want to see.
Yeah, that's a good point.
It's been a while.
WKRP in Cincinnati.
Yeah, never see that.
Yeah, you sure don't.
Never see that.
That's a shame.
And now they're playing Three's Company a lot. I'm kind of away from. For a while there, I was itching for Three's Company.
Yeah, I got burnt out on it.
Yeah, now I'm kind of a little burnt
Yeah.
out. Let's see. This kind of goes along with the same question you asked me. If you were the president of one of the major television networks, what types of shows would appear on your fall lineup?
Oh, I would definitely go. I would cut reality TV. I'd go back to a lot of sitcoms, some smart sitcoms,
Yes.
and I think I would do more of some serious dramas too. Some of like something along the lines of a West Wing, something that kind of probes and makes you think.
Yeah.
And I don't really know what's a drama right now that's on that's good. I don't watch a lot of TV dramas right now.
Right.
Yeah, I would have to do away with so much reality junk.
Thank you. I wish you were the president
I do too.
of a broadcasting network. I'd watch all those sitcoms.
Yeah, but our network would probably go in the hole because I'm terrible with organizing things.
I'd buy your stuff.
Oh, thanks.
I'd buy your stuff.
Thank you.
Yeah.
That's very nice of you. Speaking of reality shows, I have a question for you.
Whoa, it's tying in.
You win a contest to be the center of a new reality show.
Uh-huh.
You're given the keys to a new car
Okay.
and a credit card you can use to buy food.
Okay.
You have to get in the car and drive away immediately.
Okay.
You can't grab a change of clothes or your favorite CDs. You can't take anything with you, just yourself. And the only rule is you have to drive for 1 month. And you can't stay in the same place for one day. You have to always be moving.
Right.
And at the end of the month, then you can return home. If you return home before then, you lose the money or whatever, your big payday, your celebrity.
Right.
Where would you go? And how would you approach this?
Stay within the country?
Yeah.
Oh, I'd be going to places I've never been. I'd go north, and I would make it a rule that I do not take interstate highways.
Yeah.
And I would get my way through, Minnesota, South Dakota, North Dakota, and Montana, Idaho, into the west area, and I would just kind of swing around through the west, making as many interesting stops as possible.
Yeah.
And I'd have to sleep in my car.
They would probably allow you provisions to stay in cheap flea bag hotels.
Oh, that would be very cool. That would be very cool. So that'd probably be my plan. But the one rule would have to be no four-lane highways. In fact, I may even extend the rule to say that there are no U.S. highways. There are only state routes or county routes. So I'd have to weave my way through all that business.
That would be interesting. You'd probably get beaten up by some small town people.
And that, there goes the story right there.
Yeah.
That would be great.
This is getting out of hand over here.
When did this come on? Okay. Now, if you were a treasure hunter, what kind of treasure would you most likely look for? Money, cash, gold, or artifacts?
I think I would go for the crazy artifacts.
Yeah.
It would be the kind of stuff that like maybe the Freemasons had held at one time or another.
Yeah. It's kind of Indiana Jones.
Yeah.
That's what I liked about National Treasure is it was kind of delve into that.
Yeah, I would have to be that kind of. I don't really want the money. I'm sure that brings with it, even if it's artifacts, it brings with it plenty of clout.
I'm sure.
You're good
I'm
enough.
sure it does. Would you stay in this country or would you?
Oh, no way.
Yeah.
No, I'd have to go deep into some like European vaults, underground places.
With torches?
Oh yeah.
Awesome.
Lots of torches and like somehow there are like exotic snakes down there and stuff.
And some big guy that looks like he's 6'10" chasing you.
Exactly. I have one quick question for you
Okay.
before we go. Oh my God. It's a lazy Sunday afternoon. You've just gotten comfortable on the couch. There's an unexpected knock at the door. You're not expecting anyone.
Right.
How do you handle this situation?
Oh, I get up and I look out the window see if I can't grasp it. Usually my dog's barking, so they're being distracted, so I'll go around to the opposite window. I check out who it is, and typically I'm okay to open the door.
Very
Unless
nice.
it's you, then I just act like I'm not home.
Oh, that's
Wait
what
a
I
minute.
thought.
No, I don't do that.
That's what I thought.
All right. Thanks for joining us, and we'll get to the interview with Carl in a minute here. It's very interesting.
I like that we lead into the interview with Carl Madonna with these apes figuring out how they can eat raw meat.
Welcome back to our interview segment. Again, today we have a great interview. We've got Carl Madonna here from News Channel 20, and he's another morning guy, so we're lucky to have him on. He's got a very busy schedule, and I want to start off
Yeah, it's getting a little late here.
grilling Carl here.
Yeah, it is. So do you want me to start?
Yeah, what do
go
you
ahead.
got? I hear these are tough, these segments.
Oh, these are very
Better
difficult.
hold on. This is going to be rough.
We've
I
done.
hope
we
not
always-
rougher than this.
Yeah, it's a rough ride right there. It's symbolic of what we go through on this show.
Yes, it is.
So I did a little research today,
Mm-hmm.
and I know you're from Philadelphia.
Mm-hmm.
Talk a little bit about growing up. You grew up in Philly?
Grew up in a little Italian neighborhood in South Philadelphia, which was great because we were about 15 blocks from Veterans Stadium and
Yeah.
got to watch a lot of Phillies and Eagles games. All my family is within like a 4 or 5 block area. So,
Wow.
yeah, great little neighborhood. People still sit out on their steps at night. And
That's nice.
Well, that's
Yeah.
nice to have.
very
That's-
close-knit community.
So has it been hard then to move away from that?
It was when I moved out a while ago when I first left for college, and I kind of haven't lived back home kind of since then. So I move around a lot in this profession, and you kind of get used to it. But yeah, I miss it every day.
Yeah.
But this community's been great. So have a lot of the other ones I've been to. So.
Yeah.
Yeah. What do you? How do you compare the food Springfield to Philly?
You're gonna make a lot of people mad here.
Yeah, no, go right ahead.
Nobody's
The
watching
food-
this.
The food here is fantastic, actually. A lot of good restaurants. We went to Mariah's, which is a favorite of mine.
Pretty good.
Yeah, and I like the pony shoes and the horseshoe. I can't finish a horseshoe; it's just too big.
Yeah,
I gotta go pony.
It's dangerous to finish one. You really need to have a heart surgeon nearby.
Yeah.
On call.
Yeah.
The food here is fantastic. There's a lot of things you won't find back home, so I enjoy it.
Yeah.
That's good.
That is good. I think, Philadelphia has, of course, its signature dishes, and I think Springfield is unique for a city this size in the Midwest to also have some signature things like the horseshoe, which isn't good for you, but it's kind of interesting that it's
Yeah.
here.
Now, our main delicacy, as you know, is the cheesesteak.
Oh, yeah.
Oh yeah.
Now, I don't want to let the cat out of the bag, but the cheesesteak is only steak and cheese whiz that you get down at Geno's or Pat's, but they're fantastic.
I was gonna
They
say
are
Geno's
delicious.
is the big one, right?
Oh, they're
That's
fantastic.
That's the big one.
Yeah, that's where all
The
the
original.
presidents go.
Hey,
Yeah.
wasn't there a movie filmed in South Philly, Invincible?
There were Invincibles filmed down in South Philadelphia, and of course all the Rockies.
Oh, yeah.
Oh yeah, all
That's all South
Rockies.
Philly. So,
So you're familiar with those neighborhoods when you watch?
my
that
mother
stuff?
took a picture in 1977 of Rocky walking down the street filming it. This before I was born, and I got this little picture, still to this day, of Rocky walking down the
You're
street. It's
kidding
all
me.
bent on
Wow.
the corners. Yeah.
So that was before it was even a phenomenon. I mean,
Yeah,
she
that was
really,
before Stallone wasn't even supposed to play Rocky.
Wow,
So
that's cool.
Yeah, it worked out for him.
Yeah, that's very cool.
Oh, that is.
So I know that you are a big fan of the Rocky movies. I remember watching the show and hearing that when Rocky Balboa came out, you were
Yeah, I'm
pretty
a little
jacked.
mad with the steroid allegation in Australia, but we don't believe that. So
Yeah, I remember the day that came out. You looked devastated. You just had.
it was rough. He's got a mullet now too, so I'm kind of, I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know
Stallone's
what's-
worrying me a little bit.
Maybe he's going through a phase. You know?
Maybe.
But at least he made a decent Rocky film.
He
in-
did. He
in
did. This
20
past one was
years.
great. 4 was good. Yeah, give him credit for 4.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, 4 was
I
good.
mean, hell,
Yeah.
you can't
Five-
beat Russian
The
stereotypes.
commies. I mean, live down with commies. Yeah, that was great.
That
That
made
was.
me feel more like an American than anything.
I know.
5, not so much. All the other ones were good.
Yeah,
Strange,
five
yeah.
was not.
So I was doing a little research on. You went to school at Mansfield University, and what I found interesting as I was looking is that Mansfield, the town, the borough, I guess they call it, claims to be the first city to have
Gas
a
lights.
football game played by electric light. Yeah.
Mansfield is a very interesting place. It's a town of maybe 3,200 that live in the town, and the college is basically what keeps the town up and going. And yeah, they reenact that football game every year.
Yeah.
Wellsboro, which is where the Grand Canyon is in Pennsylvania's Grand Canyon, was the first town with gas lights. So
okay.
a lot of little
Wow.
history up there.
Yeah, that's
Mansfield
cool.
was very, very nice. It was beautiful, like right in the mountains too.
Yeah,
so
it looks like a really nice area.
it was
Pennsylvania.
beautiful.
Yeah.
Yeah, that area does
A little
look
far
nice.
from home though. I had to
Yeah,
drive
I
there
could-
for birthdays and everything. I'm driving 5 hours back and forth.
Yeah. I can see that's not a.
It's a little far.
Yeah.
It's kind of like Western and Eastern too. I mean, it's
Yeah.
a small town that really only survives because of the schools there, I guess.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, you can say that. There's a
yeah.
3,200, and most of them worked at the school. So
Yeah. Wow.
Well, that takes care of it. So
Mhm.
did you play any sports or anything?
I did football.
Football.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
Played
thought
you.
maybe
It
you'd
was
be-
defensive.
I played
end?
defensive line, offensive line.
I can just tell the guy looks
Yeah.
like a lineman. I didn't even
Yeah.
read about
Both.
this. I see it.
Yeah, I had fun. I wasn't the best player, but just had fun out on the field, and
Yeah.
still miss it. Still miss putting on the pads and taking out some aggression every now.
I was gonna say, did you lay some good hits down?
Yeah, a lot of good hits. I can't do them anymore because Jessica complains before the show. She doesn't like to get banged around. So
She doesn't want to be a tackling dummy.
Cavalier
No.
though, she'll
She'll
down
be
at a
taken down?
3-point. Yeah,
Wow.
she'll butt heads sometimes before the show.
I have a whole new vision of what's going on off camera.
Yeah, I'd like to. I want to kind of get into your current job then.
Mhm.
I mean, unless you've got any further
No, go ahead.
history questions, then. So you've been here in Springfield for, did you say 10 months?
10, 11 months now. Yeah.
10, 11 months. How do you like the morning slot there? I mean, it's very different than the evening news.
It's tough. I love the morning show because it's 2 hours and you have a chance to really kind of let people know who you are and have fun with the show. And when you do the evening news, it's a half hour. You have to get the news out. You have to get the sports, the weather. It's just
Yeah.
boom, boom, boom. But the morning show, you kind of let your hair down and kind of have fun with the people that surround you.
That's
And with
cool.
them, too, we just have a ball. We really do.
Oh,
With
yeah.
Harris out in the field, I mean, we just have a ball out there.
Well, I love it. My
Yeah.
favorite part of
But the
it.
girls do get mad at me. I think like 4 or 5 times now I've overslept. I've walked in for the show maybe 20 minutes late one time, and it was already started. And I just walked in, and they're all looking at me like, I said, "What do you want me to do? I can't get up this early." So
Yeah, it's
I'm getting
hard.
used to it, though. On my phone, I'll bring it over here. There's 5 alarms set. I have 2 guys from work call me at 4 o'clock, at 3 o'clock in the morning and say,
Oh
"Carl,
my
make sure
God.
you're up." So
See, 3 o'clock in the morning, that's insane. No one should have to get
3
up. at
o'clock
that
in the
hour.
morning is late.
It's-
It's not early.
I
it's
know,
late.
and I'm not used to that. I'm used to being a night guy and
Yeah.
going to bed around watching Letterman or something. And
Yeah.
I haven't seen a primetime TV show in about a year, so
Wow.
Oh,
it's been
man.
rough.
That's rough, yeah.
But your show is just as good as prime time, though.
I
'cause
appreciate
There's a
it.
lot of comedy going on there.
Well, I will say that
Hijinks.
having grown up around here and being familiar with Channel 20, it sort of is a cultural thing here. And the morning show is by far the best morning show. I think the whole time I've been aware of morning shows on Channel
Thank you.
20. It's really a nice format, and I like that everybody's talking and having a good time. It's
Thank you. Yeah, it's just a great energy between everybody that's kind of there, and
Yeah.
we just kind of go off each other, and it's we have a ball with it.
Well, I mean, do you have any good gossip?
Any good gossip? I got a lot
Yeah,
of good gossip. I
it's
can't-
you versus the ladies.
It's tough, and I do get that a lot. And when I first got here, they said to me, "I don't know what you're going to do. You're going to be right in the middle, and they're gonna, you have to try to find a way to interject."
Yeah.
And it was tough the first couple of weeks, but we fit each other now. So
Yeah.
but gossip, I can't really get into that. I got to go to work tomorrow.
He's
You
got
know,
to
I
cover
mean,
his hide.
we're here. It's just the guys,
just the guys.
Just the guys and
cameras.
our grandmothers who are going to be watching at home.
yeah, who actually watch this show.
One of the things I wanted to know was kind of how Springfield compares to some of the other jobs. I know you've sort of slowly climbed up the ladder in terms of being an anchor now. And
Yeah, I started as a one-man band actually in a little place called DuBois, Pennsylvania, and I was doing everything, carrying all the equipment, and shooting everything.
Oh, my.
Do we have time for a quick story too?
Yeah,
You'll
sure.
enjoy this.
Go ahead.
All right, I'm walking down the main street in DuBois one time, and it's real icy, a big ice storm, and a train hit a car. So I go out to film it, and there's probably 200 cars lined up down Main Street. So I shoot it, and I'm walking back, and I fell, in the air, came down. Most embarrassing thing ever. Everybody gets out of the car, and they're looking, "You all right? You all right? You going to be all right?" So I still tell people that story. I don't know why, but it's embarrassing. I forgot to share it with you.
It's a nice start, I think, to
It's a nice interjection into the business. It's a nice way to.
yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, I went from Du Bois to Allentown, where I reported there, and I was closer to home, so I enjoyed that. I reached a lot of great people, told a lot of good stories, and then got the opportunity to anchor.
Yeah.
I came up here, but this job, I enjoy this more because you have more to do with the news. When I was in Allentown and Du Bois, I was telling little 3-minute capsules, and this is the story. With this, I get to put more of me into the show.
Sorry, that eyeball was really bugging me.
Bugging out. Yeah.
Go on.
And I just enjoy being able, again, to just put more of us into the show. And I haven't been able to do that in some other shops.
So do you prefer that as opposed to, well, I mean, and you have to do this, is the teleprompter, read, do you prefer that or the actual...
everything's in my head. I don't use the teleprompter.
Oh wow, this guy's
I knew
he's
it.
omnipotent.
I knew it.
I knew it.
No, it's I enjoy being in the studio. I enjoy that, just the feel of the whole show. You're a part of. You're a part of the whole show, and that means a lot especially when you have to get up at 2:30 in the morning. You really want to put all of yourself into the product.
Yeah,
and I enjoy being able to do that 2 hours each morning.
Yeah, I can't imagine getting up and being able to be on.
It's
like
tough.
that. Yeah.
It's tough.
Yeah, that is rough.
Do you live pretty close to the studio? So that
I live
it's
about 15 minutes from the studios.
Wow.
Yeah, the west side of town. I think that. Here's another thing about Springfield too that kind of got me a little agitated. I'm driving my first couple weeks. I'm like, so where do I go? I need directions. Well, you turn north on Veterans, south on White Oaks. I don't have a compass on the front of my car. I don't know north, south. Well, right and left.
Right, yeah. There's and you're lucky you even got street names. It's like
I know.
go by the
Turn on
Capitol
aisle
and
97.
turn.
Well, and a problem I've always had with this town is that there's no direct way to get anywhere. You always have to take like 4 or 5 different turns. You can't just drive straight.
Right, you can't go through center of town. Really,
Mhm.
it's
Yeah.
you got to go around, take it one way.
There's one good thing though about leaving for work at around 4 o'clock in the morning. You get to blow all the red lights.
Oh, Jessica said the same thing. She
Jessica got caught the other day doing
She did?
that. They don't
Oh,
tell
really?
Gossip.
anybody.
See?
Yeah, she got pulled over.
This is what we
I
wanna
can tell you
know.
that.
said, oh, she's like a regular Lindsay Lohan.
I
in
know.
Springfield.
I know. I want to see the mugshot.
I have that actually. It's
That's
my camera
hilarious.
phone.
That's awesome. That's
Yeah.
awesome.
Yeah, so that's the one luxury I guess we
Was she able to sweet talk her way out of it?
I believe she did.
I
No,
know.
she probably.
Hi,
Yeah.
I'm Jessica English.
I tried that once and they just threw the book at me. That's embarrassing.
Make you get out of the car.
What was one of your favorite moments on air? I mean, you told the story about falling, which kind of was a
Yeah, it was
neat
an
beginning, but-
embarrassing moment. The most compelling moment I've ever had was I was in the Q Creek mine accident in Sipesville, Pennsylvania, where the guy 9 miners were trapped for
Oh, right, yeah.
I think it was 4 days, and I was there the night that they all came up one by one, and I mean just goosebumps when I still
Oh,
talk about
I
it
bet.
now. And watching, I mean the families, and this is after the families were told, "We're sorry, your husbands have died. They didn't make it." And watching each one come up individually was,
wow.
yeah, it really choked you up, and that was
Yeah.
I'll never forget that for as long as I live.
No, and they all lived, right?
Yeah, they did.
That was.
That
I
is
remember
amazing.
that when that happened.
That
Yeah.
is amazing.
And I also got to tell 5 days after September 11th, I was able to go down to Ground Zero with a fire chief who lost 7 of his guys. And being down there at that time, seeing just what had happened and everybody's reaction was, again, something I'll never forget.
Yeah.
So.
That's some pretty
You,
good
I guess
experience. in
you
that
do the
point.
job for those moments.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
that and you do that. I like the people you get to meet doing this. I would never have had the opportunity to meet half the people that I
Yeah.
have if I didn't choose this. And I mean, kids too. Like we get to go to schools every couple of weeks, every couple of months or so, and kind of talk to the kids and hand out awards. And
Right.
it's amazing, and then just being able to work with the kids again, stuff I wouldn't be able to do if
Right.
I'd have stayed at home and did something else.
Yeah, that's
Right.
very cool.
Now, that's the serious side here. That's amazing stories. Now, do you have any good in the studio on camera goofs? What's the biggest
On camera
one
goofs.
that you've
From
had?
here?
Yeah. Oh yeah, from here.
Well, from here, the first day I was on air, I said over on Wabash Street.
I can
lady-
see how that would happen.
A woman called me up after the show, probably 2 minutes after the show ended, and screamed at me for about 15 minutes. It's Wabash. And I said, all right, I'll try to get it right.
Sorry.
I spilled coffee one morning right on the set right before the show started, and it was a big mess to clean that up. I'm a goof on air. I mean, I'll let you know.
Oh no, I
so-
know you're purposely a goof on here.
That's so
Yeah, we
funny.
laugh it up. So,
It's hard for me to believe that someone would get so angry about Wabash.
oh, she was upset. She was pretty upset.
Really?
Yeah. I was expecting emails and
Yeah, it's
something. Yeah,
death
Wabash though. That's my fault.
Well, have you had much viewer interaction outside the studio?
I have. We get to see all the folks out and about. I get the chance to, after the show, go out and tell a story during the day, and I get to meet a lot of folks in and around Springfield, and it's great. I mean, they're watching. They talk about stuff during the show, and it's great.
They just come up to you out of the blue?
Yeah, just come on. We start chatting. We have a good time.
They
It's
say
nice.
you look different in person, or
Yeah, I get that a lot
thought
too.
you were a lot taller.
One lady said to me, she goes, "You're a lot better looking in person." I said,
what the hell's that?
"You're kind of hurting me a little bit here." Yeah, I'm like, "Well, don't watch the show anymore."
I know. Here's my card.
Exactly.
Yeah, you get some of that though.
Yeah.
Oh, better looking.
What,
Sorry.
what kind of
Camera's
things?
not good to me.
No, I guess not.
It's not good to either of
yeah,
us.
it's
either.
really bad. Sorry.
What kind of things do you like to do here for fun in Springfield?
As a kid, I used to go golfing a lot with my father, and I wasn't that good, so I just kind of followed him around. And while he was great, and I enjoyed watching him play. I just got into it recently. I mean, playing probably 3 or 4 times a week.
Wow.
So yeah, I've been golfing a whole lot this summer. Picked up a bike, been doing some riding, and just like to be outdoors.
Yeah.
So
you probably get some prime playing time during the day.
Oh,
right?
I do. You kidding me?
yeah.
I'm out on the golf course by 1 o'clock each day. It's great.
Where do you play?
I play over at Brook Hills and Long Bridge. Is that
Okay.
right over by the airport.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Wonderful course. Yeah.
Yeah, that's very cool.
yeah, so if you're out there in that golf course, you see Carl yelling.
Yeah, if you want to pick up a round for me, that'd be great.
That would be great. Yeah, exactly.
So you have any nightlife areas you like to?
I've done the downtown thing. That's where a lot of some of my coworkers will bring us out to, the Floyd's and
Oh yeah.
Sammy's. But the Cornerstone Pub is another nice spot. And
Oh yeah.
yeah, it's a nice spot to relax.
Which
it's
one's
quiet.
Cornerstone?
It's out on Isles and Cokie Mill.
Oh yeah, yeah.
It's kind of a newish
Yeah.
place. Yeah,
That's cool.
So
Yeah, I like the nightlife here in Springfield. It's all right.
It's a little more laid back probably than
It's
Philly,
laid back.
I would
Yeah,
say.
compared to Philly.
Yeah, I would imagine.
I've always wanted to go to a bar in Philly because I just think there'd be great stories from every person.
Don't
that's
go
in
after
there.
like a Phillies or an Eagles game. Our fans are a little rough,
crazy.
depending on the outcome.
Yeah.
What's up with all the booing that they do?
Well, we boo a lot.
I know.
You know,
They
we're
really they
upset.
get into it. Yeah.
Well, no, it's okay. We're Cubs fans and we're
You're familiar with?
We're just depressed
the
most of the
Cubs?
time.
mostly depressed.
We're the first team to 10,000 losses, though.
Oh, that's nice. I
So
didn't
that's
realize that.
kind of a. We celebrated that though. Our fans, if you notice, actually cheered after it happened. So
You celebrate futility as much as
we do.
we
We do. Through thick and thin, we're fans.
You won't be able to beat the next year's anniversary of 100
No.
years, so that's one of a kind.
Cubs are looking good this year, though.
Yeah, they are. They really turned it on.
Yeah, when this airs, it's all gonna be.
No, don't say that. You'll jinx it. Don't say that.
Sorry. So yeah, anything else you want to present to the Just Two Guys fan base here?
I'm just glad you had me on. I really appreciate the opportunity to come in and chat.
I'm glad
with
you
you
could
guys.
come. Thanks for
Yeah.
following up with us on that because I wasn't sure, what your availability was. And
Always available whenever you want.
all right,
No,
that's great.
We really enjoyed having you, and we enjoy having everybody from your morning program. I think we're going to try to have Paris on here.
Yeah, we're gonna work on Paris.
Yeah. so
Once
we're
you
gonna-
guys wake up at 5 o'clock, you come on our show.
Oh, that'd be
We'll
great.
talk
I
to you
would
there.
love to do
All right,
that.
You set that date, and we'll.
You'll be up.
Yeah,
Guests have to bring bagels.
we'll
All
do
right,
it.
We'll bring bagels. We'll bring bagels. All right. Thank
Can I
you.
take the I Love My Grandpa cup, by the way?
Yeah, sure.
It's yours.
Is that mine?
Yeah, it's yours now.
I appreciate it.
Take it. Take it.
Thank
Bring
you.
it. Take it on the air.
I'll do that.
All right.
Yeah, it holds quite a bit. We're good.
All right. Very good. Well, thank you very much for coming,
Thank you.
Carl, and we'll see you next week.
Hello, welcome to the party.
Hi, I've never met you before.
I know.
Just two guys and we're having a good time. Having a good time. Having a good time. Just two guys and we're having a good time. Having a good time.